Hi, good good evening, everyone. So, welcome to Flourish 101. I am your host, Pia Torres. I'm a Love Yourself volunteer and Flourish Circle volunteer as well. So, for everyone who's watching us, welcome. For those who have been viewing our show for the past few episodes that we've had,
Hi,
we just had a bit of
good
an
evening,
hiatus for
everyone.
2 weeks, but now
Welcome
we're
to
back.
Flourish 101.
And I am
For
your
those who
host.
are
Now we're
watching
back
us
for
for
the
the
first
first
time.
time,
I want to
I'm a
tell
Love
you
Yourself volunteer
welcome to
and
our
Flourish
show.
Circle volunteer as
Today
well.
is
So
the
for
first
everyone who's
of a
watching us,
series of welcome for those who
of
have
shows,
been viewing our show
a
for
series of shows,
the past few
where we're
episodes
going to
that
be
we've
talking
had.
about
We just had a bit of
good
an
evening,
hiatus for
everyone.
that
So
weeks, but now
welcome
we're
to
back.
Flourish
That
101.
I am
For
your
those
host.
who are
Now we're
watching
back
us
for the
for the
first
first
time.
time,
I
I
want
want
to
to
tell
tell
you
you
welcome to our
relevant to
show.
the
Today is
LGBTQIA
the
plus
first
everyone who's
volunteer,
watching
and
us.
this is our
Welcome
way
for those who
of
have been
celebrating
viewing
and
our
being one
show
with
for a series of shows,
the past few
where we're
episodes
going
that
to be
we've
talking
had.
about
We just had a bit
good
of an
evening,
hiatus for
everyone.
that
So
weeks, but now
welcome
we're
to
back.
Flourish
And
101.
today we're going to be
I
talking
am your
about
host.
issues
Now
that
we're back
are
for the first
very
time.
valuable
I want to
and
tell you
very
welcome to our
relevant
show.
to gender identity,
Today
is
is
the
the
first
first
ways
who's
of
watching us
expressing
for
our
this is
gender,
our
and
way of
also celebrating and
celebrating
being
our
one
show
with
for a
our
series of
and today we have a very special guest who is going to be joining us, the millennial psychologist Riyan Portugues, and she'll be joining us in a few moments. But today the discussion will be about the process and the journey of understanding who we are in terms of our SOGI or sexual orientation, gender identity and expression, and what are the ways and ways of just kind of looking at those different aspects of ourselves and the definitions that can help us clarify those aspects and discover more about who we are. And this is the first of a series for the month of June for Pride Month. Today we're going to be talking about self-discovery. Next week, our discussion will be more about discrimination. So, being LGBTQIA comes with a lot of stigma, not because of the inherent nature of being LGBTQIA, but about the values and the perceptions of society regarding us just being who we are. So, next week, we're going to be discussing what discrimination is, the impacts of discrimination on us as individuals, our well being and mental health, and how we can handle that and deal with it and cope and find safer spaces for us so that we are not in on the receiving end of this stress that comes from discrimination. And for the third week, I think it's the third week of June, the final week of June, we're going to be discussing LGBTQIA in the context of family and how it is to grow up and as a member of the rainbow community, and what is the most essential thing that parents and family members, siblings, cousins, aunts, titos, what they can give to the LGBTQIA members of their family so that they're creating safer spaces for them. So for me, it's a very exciting and very meaningful and close to my heart because as part of the community, this is something that I would love to talk about. So for those who are watching, stay tuned for the different sessions we have on Flourish 101. And for today, since we're going to be talking about self discovery and questioning your own Soji, I'd like you to take note of any questions that you might have and just post them on our different accounts because we're live now on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube for the first time. So I feel like we're really exploring and expanding our platforms. So also, just a bit of plugging. Ipo-plug ko lang yung Flourish Circle program, which is a safe space or place to tell your story. And we have an online registration form that you can find on the Flourish Circle Facebook page. Just look for it and sign up. And it's going to be, I believe it's going to be done online. So if you're interested in looking for safer spaces for yourself, it doesn't matter if you're part of the LGBTQIA community or part of the HIV awareness advocacy or other parts of the other parts in like connected to Flourish Circle or Love Yourself. Feel free to sign up and join the Safe Place Storytelling Circle program for Flourish. All right. So today is going to be the first of our Pride Month series, and we're going to be discussing flourishing through self discovery and identity. We will explore what Soji is, start to ask ourselves how do we open up a conversation with the self, and explore sexuality and gender as a questioning person. So when we think of questioning, this means we are in the process of trying to clarify and understand our own soji. And if we think about the LGBTQIA uh, alphabet of the community, questioning comes falls under the Q. So for everyone who's in that part, this is this is for you. Or if you have anyone that you know who needs guidance in this process, I just encourage you to share this with them, share the link so that they can watch and also ask their own questions. And since we're also on YouTube, I'm encouraging you to like, uh, subscribe, and comment. Okay, you're a YouTuber. So today, our guest is Rian Portugues. She is a graduate of Polytechnic University of the Philippines and has a master's degree program in psychology in the same institution. She is a registered psychologist, psychometrician, freelance national lecturer, and psychology or vlogger. She is also known as your millennial psychologist. I love that. She is affiliated at the Graduate School of Polytechnic University of the Philippines, and she's an active member of the Pambansang Samahan ng Psikolohiyang Pilipino and the Psychological Association of the Philippines LGBT Psychology Special Interest Group, and currently the co-chairperson of the said special interest group that promotes the rights, well-being, and gender equality. She is also one of the core members of hashtag Mental Health PH, a nonprofit organization that promotes mental health and well-being using social media platforms, and advisor of Mind Nation, a telemental health company. Furthermore, she was featured in TV documentaries, news, promotional videos, and radio programs related to her advocacies. So we have a very what do you call that? Prolific guest today. Um, so Rian describes herself as a staunch mental health and LGBTQIA plus advocate. So for everyone, I just want to give a warm welcome, and I'm very grateful for her presence. Rian Portugues.
Hi! Hi,
Hi.
Leia!
Hi, Rian. So I'm so glad that you're here. Um, so today we're going to be talking about self-discovery and identity, especially as a
Yeah.
questioning person. So one
Yeah.
of the things that I was wondering is what's the first thing that you feel is the most essential aspect of, at least a framework so that people can understand this aspect of this journey of questioning their sexuality and gender.
So thank you for that, no. Ako yung usual guide or yung format that
Mm,
I actually use, no, for them to explore themselves, to understand their soji, is yung sharing ng 4 basic questions.
right.
By answering these 4 basic questions, no, meron na silang glimpse or somehow idea about their sexuality. So yun yung i-share ko ngayon, and I'll try to discuss yung basic lang na idea ng what is soji. Ayan. So actually, ito yung ginagamit ko sa mga workshop ko, sa LGBT workshops. Every time na meron kaming annual convention for psychology majors, yung junior affiliates. So, I guess, based naman sa experience ko, it's helpful kasi every year siya ginagawa. So every time na gumawa ako, for example, ngayon ng workshop, next year, meron akong feedback from another psych major na sinasabi na nakilala niya na sarili niya. Tapos I also experienced na pinakilala pa ako dun sa naging partner niya. So parang think, okay, nakatulong siya to understand themselves. So hopefully, to all those people na nanonood ngayon, na makatulong din tong question na to sa inyo to understand yourself.
Take it away, Rian.
Okay. So let's have the 4 basic questions. So for you to understand your sexuality, so ito yung 4 basic questions. So no need, of course, no need to comment your answer. Syempre, yung iba sa inyo medyo may reservations, no? Basta importante, sagutin mo siya sa isip mo. Okay? So 4 basic questions, and then after this 4 basic questions, I'll try to explain kung ano yung mga ibig sabihin niya. Okay? So hopefully you're ready. So yung first question. So let's go. Yeah. First basic question, and madali lang siya masagot, of course. Back when you were born, what did the doctor say? It's a boy, it's a girl. So that's the most easiest question, no? So more likely may sagot na kagad kayo. Okay? Okay, next slide. So yan yung first question, ha? Next question. So this one, medyo mag-isip ng konti. Right now, how do you see yourself or how do you perceive yourself? I'm a man, I'm a woman. Ayan. I'm a man, I'm a woman. So how do you identify yourself? Ayan. Good. Next question. Okay. How would other people describe how you look, dress, talk, and carry yourself? Mostly feminine, mostly masculine, or a blend of both? So how would other people describe how you look, dress, talk, and carry yourself? Mostly feminine, mostly masculine, or blend of both? Ayan. So based on sa feedback from other people, ikaw din, syempre may idea ka, alin ba dyan talaga na may sagot ka din? And then, next question yan, who turns you on? So when you say who turns you on, kanino ka ba romantically attracted? It's not aesthetic attraction, ha? Kasi pag sabi mong aesthetic attraction, it's more of, okay, nagandahan ka, nagwapuhan ka, but there's nothing, there's nothing deeper doon sa nakikita mo. It's more on, nagandahan ka, nagwapuhan ka, aesthetic attraction yun. But this question pertains to romantic attraction. O kaya naman, sexual attraction. Yan. So, pwedeng romantic attraction and sexual attraction. So, who turns you on? Mostly women or girls, mostly men or boys, sometimes men, sometimes women. Yan. So, yan yung mga usual choices. Okay. May mga sagot na kayo, na? So, now, kung may sagot na kayo, let's try to know or to understand ano ba yung ibig sabihin ng mga questions na to. So yung first question, so back when you were born, what did the doctor say? This is also known as sex or yung tinatawag natin gender assigned at birth. Bakit siya tinatawag na gender assigned at birth? Take note, gender and sex, they are two different things, ha? Okay, when you say sex, it's biological. When you say gender, it's something na more complicated because it is associated then or nabubuo siya dahil dun sa culture natin na kinabibilangan, sa beliefs or sa expectations na naset ng society natin. So that is gender. Ngayon, yung sex na to, yung another na tawag sa kanya, gender assigned at birth. Kasi nung bata pa tayo, nung nakita ng doctor, yung genitals natin, sex yan, pero dahil kung ano yung naka-assign sa iyo na sex, kung ano yung genital mo, nag-assign na rin na sila ng specific gender mo. So, inassume na nila dahil penis ito, ang tawag na sa iyo or magiging ano ka, lalaki ka. Understood. Ganun na kagad yung gender identity mo. Pag vagina yan, dahil vagina siya, isipin kagad, syempre babae ka. So, ang gender identity mo na kagad, inassume na kaagad na female ka. Yun lang another term, ha, gender assigned at birth. Pero basically yan, sex biological siya. It refers to the biological characteristics that define humans as female or male. Yan lang ang tatandaan, sex biological. Okay? Ang tawag din sa kanya minsan gender assigned at birth kasi yung inassign siya sa iyo nung pagkapanganak mo yung gender mo. But as we grow, no, bago din yung ating inner sense of self. As we develop, meron tayong mga na-discover about ourselves, no? Such as, iba yung perception mo or iba yung way ng pag-express mo sa sarili mo, iba yung identity mo pala, no? So, itong question na to, right now, how do you see yourself? It has something to do with gender identity. Ayan. So, gender identity na siya. used to convey our gender based on our deeply held internal sense of self. There are people, no? Ayan, there are people, as they develop, nafe-feel nila na yung kanilang sex at ang kanilang identity na nafe-feel, no? Meron siyang mismatch. Kumbaga, iba yung nafe-feel nila dun sa sex na meron sila. Kaya meron tayong tinatawag na transgender, meron din tayong tinatawag na cisgender. Explain ko lang ng mabilis. Nakikita niyo to sa ilalim, di ba? Cisgender, transgender. Cisgender, when your sex and yung gender identity mo nag-match. Meaning, penis, di ba? Sex. So, male. Tapos, gender identity mo, okay, man. So, nag-match siya. Gender identity mo, cisgender ka, cisgender male. Meaning, nag-match ang sex, nag-match ang gender identity. But there are people, yan nga, as they develop, merong mismatch doon sa kanyang pag-identify, even yung inner sense of self niya. And that's normal, no? That's normal. So, kapag hindi nagkaroon ng match doon, ang tawag doon ay transgender. Okay? So, ibig sabihin ng sex na, for example, male siya, pero as na nag-develop siya, na-feel niya na siya ay female, no? Babae siya, na-identify niya ang sarili niya as a woman. Pero ang kanyang sex ay male. So siya ay transgender or transgender woman yan, or in short, trans woman. Nagigets? Pag hindi nag-match ang sex at ang gender identity, ginagamit natin ng term na transgender. So kapag nag-transition ang male to female, siya ay magiging trans woman. Pag nag-transition siya from female to male, siya ay trans man. Okay? So that is gender identity. So may mga ganon, normal 'yon, no? It's part of your sexuality. It's healthy. It's a healthy variant of sexuality. Okay? Didiscuss ko din yan later on kung may mga question. And then yung question natin about how would other people describe how you look, dress, talk, and carry yourself, it pertains to, in short, kung paano mo na-express yung sarili mo. It's known as gender expression. It includes all the ways a person communicates their gender based on societal factors such as gender norms and perceptions. Ayan, kaya minsan yun nga, masculine, minsan feminine, minsan blended, minsan androgynous pa siya, no? Minsan hindi talaga nagko-conform. So gender expression yon. Why it's also important to understand yung gender expression. SOGI is not exclusively for LGBTs. It's also important for heterosexuals, no? For heterosexuals. Imagine ha, hindi porket kasi na ang isang babae ay feminine mag-express, ma-assume mo na kagad ang sexual orientation niya then ay straight. Ganon din sa mga straight talaga na sexual orientation. Straight siya na lalaki, pero ang gender expression niya may pagka-feminine, hindi mo pwedeng i-assume na gay siya. Nagigets? Kaya importanteng maintindihan ng gender expression because all of these concepts, not necessarily na nagli-link sila lahat or talagang match silang lahat. So later explain ko ulit kasi baka nalilito kayo dahil bago lang sa inyo siya. So in short, gender expression, it's how you express yourself. Okay? Then, yung last question natin about who turns you on, sabi ko romantically or kaya sexually attracted ka, it pertains to what we call sexual orientation. It refers to an enduring pattern of emotional, romantic, or sexual attractions to men, women, or both sexes. So kapag ikaw ay na-attract sa same sex mo, na kunwari lalaki ka, tapos na-attract ka sa another guy, gay. Pag woman ka, na-attract ka sa woman, ang tawag sa'yo ay lesbian. So kapag na-attract ka sa both sexes, bisexual ka. So may iba, wala talagang attraction na sexual. So may mga ganon. Yeah, so sexual attraction or sexual orientation ang tawag kung ito ang pinag-uusapan. So let's review, syempre. So kung babalikan natin siya, okay, nakikita niyo yung gender bread natin, di ba? Ayan, yung nandito sa part ng head, ayan, it pertains to gender identity because it's about how you perceive yourself, how you identify yourself, di ba? Yung inner sense of self mo, it has something to do with that part. Yung sa heart part naman, that's what we call yung sexual attraction or yung sa sexual orientation, yung may heart. Ayan. So, who turns you on? Ayun yung key, natin ha, yung sa heart. Sexual orientation. And then, yung nakikita ninyo may magnifying glass dun between the legs nung natin, cute na genderbread man, ayan yung sex natin. Okay? So, yan yung sex. Biological. Doon naman sa kabuuan ng genderbread man, yan yung gender expression, how you express yourself. It's also important na maintindihan natin all of these things, not necessarily na nagli-link sila together. Importante itong maintindihan para hindi tayo maging judgmental sa kapwa natin, no, about sa sexual orientation nila, sa gender identity nila. So, kung hindi ka sure, it's really important na i-ask mo siya kung ano yung preferred pronoun niya para ma-identify mo kung ano talaga yung mismong soji niya. Ayan. So, for example, ako na lang. Kung nakikita niyo ako na masculine yung aking expression, pero masasabi ko na may pagka-blended ako kasi minsan kung magsalita ako, may pagka-feminine pa rin naman. Ayan. So, kung titignan natin, i-apply natin yung mga concept na to sa sarili ko. Okay, ang sex ko, obviously, kasi vagina, ayan, female. And then, yung question na gender identity. How do I perceive myself? I'm still a woman para sa akin. So, woman. Okay? So, in short, cisgender ako. Cisgender woman. Ngayon, pagdating doon sa who turns you on na question, ako ay nagkakagusto sa same sex, sa female. So, I'm a lesbian. So, tawag sa akin, cisgender lesbian woman. Ngayon, when it comes to gender expression, may pagka-masculine ako, pero minsan blended. Pero okay, mas lamang yung masculine. So, pwedeng masculine. Kaya ako, ma-identify ako ng iba, no, na as butch lesbian. Pag sinabi natin butch lesbian, yung may pagka-masculine na lesbian. Pag yung lesbian naman na may pagka-feminine, ang tawag sa kanila, lipstick lesbian. So, ganun siya. So, yung iba, inaakala nila, transgender ako or trans man kasi may pagka-masculine ako. Kaya nga sabi ko, it's important na maintindihan natin yung mga concept na to. Kasi by understanding the concept, alam mo na hindi ka dapat mag-judge based lang sa physical na nakikita mo. Hindi porket nakikita mo siya as mukha siyang lesbian, isipin mo kagad lesbian siya. Eh what if na-identify niya sarili niya talaga as someone na straight? Pero ganun lang siya mag-identify na parang lalaki lang talaga siya magsuot, pero straight woman talaga siya. Nagkakagusto siya sa opposite sex. Same thing with guys. There are guys na straight guys, pero ang gender expression nila ay may pagka-feminine. Hindi mo pwedeng i-assume kagad ang sexual orientation niya as gay. So, yun yung ibig sabihin nun. So, sa transgender, ganun din. Sa trans woman, you cannot assume na ang trans woman ay nagkakagusto sa opposite sex because there are trans woman na lesbian. There are also trans man na bisexual. Again, gender identity is different from sexual orientation. Nakigets niyo? Kaya importante, para hindi ka malito, arrange mo yung mga question na yun at yun yung gagamitin mo to analyze or to assess yung sarili mo and to assess other people. And to make sure, syempre, you have to politely ask din yung tao kung ano yung preferred pronoun niya kung hindi ka talaga sure doon. So, yan yung basic concept ng soji, di ba? Parang, kung isipin mo, parang nakakalito siya sa una, pero madali lang siyang maintindihan. And it's actually normal. Normal siya normal siya na part ng sexuality natin. May studies tayo about that. And of course, as a psychologist, supported to ng scientific evidence. Part actually ng slide ko yun, but I don't have time to show it. Pero pwede natin siyang idamay mamaya sa chikahan kung bakit normal ang ganitong klaseng sexuality. Ayan. So, that's it. That's it. Yun yung simple na soji. So, if you have question, i-drop nyo na sa comment section natin. Ayan.
All right. So, thank you, Riyan, for that really concise and broken down discussion on soji. Now, I noticed when you were talking about the variations of how soji can express itself in different people, how there are women who might behave in more masculine ways, but it doesn't mean that these women are lesbian. They could be straight. Or trans women who are lesbian.
Yes.
Right. So I think the idea of that, because I guess me in my own journey in understanding my soji and seeing other people around me question themselves, that can be quite a confusing kind of way of figuring out how soji can manifest in very different ways with other people.
Medyo confusing siya.
Right. So I'm wondering for you, what's been the most helpful way of kind of guiding yourself as you question these aspects of yourself? Because this can be quite overwhelming information. Kahit very,
Mm-mm.
it seems like for you it's quite clear and simple. But I
Yes.
would assume for many people who are hearing this for the first time, this is a lot of things to consider about the self that they might not have considered before.
Mm-mm. Yes. So pero since pinasok natin yung mga specific questions na to, yung iba na enlighten sila. But of course, nandun pa din yung part nila na parang okay, it makes sense. It makes sense, but hindi pa sila ready din to accept yung mga itong questions na to guide siya. And then hindi siya totally agad-agad na parang alam mo yon, i-accept mo kagad yung sarili mo. Parang may time na maiisip mo pero you have to explore pa din kung okay, ito ba talaga yung nagfi-fit sa'yo or what. Guidelines lang naman siya eh. Pero meron papakiramdaman mo pa din specifically kung ano ba talaga yung sarili mo. Like for example, yung pinakamahirap dito yung sa gender identity din. For example ako, may time na I also ask myself din kung lesbian ba talaga ako? Kasi, or trans ba ako? May ganun. Kasi, ine-explore ko siya. Sabi ko, nape-perceive ko ba yung sarili ko as woman talaga? Kasi may iba na para ma-discover nila, for example, na nandun sila, na trans sila, for example, may mga moments na, okay, pag tinatawag ba nila akong miss, yan, or Miss Riyan, ganyan. Pag tinatawag ba nila akong ma'am, na-off ba ako do'n? Uncomfortable ba ako do'n? May mga gano'n eh. So
Right.
baka yung mga gano'ng mga simpleng situations na nafe-feel mo sa sarili mo, baka may kinalaman siya do'n sa gender identity mo. So for me naman, yung Miss Riyan, yung ma'am, wala pa naman akong nafe-feel na sobrang nagiging discomfort ako do'n. So,
Yeah.
hindi pa naman ako. That's why parang naisip ko din na baka, okay, hindi ako trans man kasi hindi naman gano'n ka-issue sa akin yung pronouns and hindi ko pa naman nakikita yung sarili ko na magko-conform sa other gender. So, yun yung mga simple way din na you have to think based dun sa mga question na yon, i-expound mo pa din based dun sa experience mo. Yon. So, for example, sa gender identity, ganun ko siya tinignan. Identify ko ba sarili ko as a lesbian? Woman ba talaga ako?
Mm.
Hindi ba talaga man? So, tas in-explore ko yung experiences ko na may discomfort ba sa pronouns, may
Yeah.
discomfort ba sa ganon. Pagdating naman sa sexual orientation, talaga bang nagkakagusto ako sa same sex or aesthetic lang ba to? Baka naman na-idolize ko lang siya. Parang it really takes time then to validate yung nafe-feel mo. And you don't need to force yourself na mag-come out din kagad. So, kasi it's really a long journey. Eh. There are people na they discovered themselves, no, ng 30s, may iba nga 40s pa. So,
Yeah.
different yung pacing natin sa pag-discover ng sarili natin. Iba-iba talaga yung ano natin pag-explore ganyan. May iba parang ang tagal nilang hindi pinansin yon at sa iba sila nagfo-focus ganyan. So, ayun, pero important din siya na i-explore lalo na kung ayun. Pero ito, ang point ko din, the mere fact na nag-a-ask ka sa sarili mo, baka meron din talaga.
Yes.
Ewan ko. Kasi may mga ganun, di ba, na parang nag-question siya. Baka meron talagang kailangan mo din tingnan. Kasi the mere fact na nagka-question ka sa sarili mo, meaning, um, meron kang nafe-feel, hindi mo lang ma-identify specifically. So,
Right.
yun yung work mo, i-work out mo ngayon. Saang aspect yon sa identity ba to? Sa sexual orientation mo ba to nafe-feel? Sa expression ba to? Bakit kaya may ganun kang feeling? So, ito lang yung mga questions na mag-guide sa'yo doon to know yourself. Yan.
Even having a question in itself might be an indicator that there is something that you were trying to explore about yourself regarding Soji. That's what you mean, right?
Again?
Because there's a questioning. Sometimes
Yes.
the questioning is even an indicator that there is a need for exploration for that aspect,
Yes. Yes,
right?
yes. Yes. The
And
mere fact that you're questioning yourself, meaning there is a need na kailangan mo din talaga siyang explore.
yeah, so that's a sign. And you also something that what interested me was how you kind of looked at your experiences in public and how you were called different pronouns and how it felt to yourself, whether or not you were okay with it or it felt kind of off, right?
Yes, yes, yeah.
And I find that very interesting because it made me wonder about what attitude were you taking when it came to that process of exploring your own emotions and thoughts about how the world was responding to you and how you were in turn responding to the world's response to who you are as a person. Like, what attitude were you taking when you were doing that?
Hmm. Actually, good thing lang na college na ako nung mas na-validate or mas naging confident ako about my sexuality. But during high school, yun. I also consider that yung judgment ng other people before ako talaga mag-come out, talagang very uneasy. Parang, yes, I identify myself na lesbian talaga, and then there's a need for me to express myself differently. Kaya lang yung medyo off pa nga yung pananamit ko nun, hindi talaga totally, parang medyo weird. Basta kasi siyempre na-explore ko sarili ko, ano yung mga bagay sa akin, pananamit, ganyan. And then hindi rin ako ganun ka-confident. For example, there are times na when I walk dun sa, kung sa mga area, parang meron pa akong feeling na parang, oh my God, parang ginajudge nila ako, parang may mga ganong feeling. And discomfort yung nafe-feel ko doon sa mga paligid na yun. But, nung college, since psych yung ano yung course ko, and then na-notice ko and umattend ako sa mga pub job, good thing I nakilala ko si Sir Eric and si Miss Bea.
Yes.
Naalaman ko na okay, it's normal pala, it's normal. Part lang pala talaga ng sexuality yun. Pero yun nga, siguro suggestion ko doon sa ibang tao na in-explore nila yung sarili nila. Yes, it's normal na there is discomfort kasi you're also considering yung um, view ng other people, especially yung family mo, yung friends
Right.
mo. Ayan. So, that's normal. And basta you have to ano lang din, to tell to yourself na wala naman talagang totally masama doon. Kasi part siya ng ano, ng healthy na sexuality eh. Siguro mahirap lang talaga tanggalin yon sa mind
Correct.
sa mind mo kasi na-instill sa sarili mo na bad yan, na may problem yan. Pero hindi naman talaga. It's totally normal. There's
Yes.
nothing wrong with you. Yan.
There's nothing wrong with you, but we are programmed and we are socialized into perceiving any variant of male, female, heterosexual, cisgender.
Yes, because yun nga yung society natin, heteronormative society siya. And
Yes,
there's specific na mga set of expectations na for male and female.
right.
And
And for
yun yung
those
fina-follow natin. Yeah.
exactly for those who are watching, heteronormative means normalization of the heterosexual experience, right? Am I
Yes,
correct,
yes.
Riyan?
Yes, yung male, female. So it's like pag lalaki ka, ito dapat yung ano mo, 'di ba? Ito yung pinapakitang specific roles, strong, ganyan, ganyan. Pag ikaw ay female, usually yan, ikaw yung gato yung mga specific na expectations sa'yo. Yan, yung mga meron tayo sa society natin na very heteronormative, babae, lalaki, ganyan.
Right.
Kaya
And
minsan, actually, ina-apply din heteronormative concept kahit sa lesbian and sa gay.
oh
Pag
yes.
kunwari same sex kayo, di ba? Sino yung mas lalaki, ha? Sino yung mas lalaki?
Oo.
Lesbian nga kami. Or lesbian or bi to, di ba? Even sa gay, sino yung mas babae or sino mas lalaki? Heteronormative yon. Ini-instill nila sa same-sex relationship na hindi naman necessary, wala namang ganun.
Kasi parang yung model of relationship is male-female.
Yes, male-female kasing model. That's the heteronormative.
So when we think about heteronormative, because you touched upon it earlier in your presentation about how heteronormative is the normal. If you're heterosexual, cisgender, meaning your sex assigned at birth is aligned with your gender identity and the way you express your gender,
Yes.
that's normal. But anything that deviates is considered what?
Yung part ng
Any deviation from
yeah,
being
yung any deviation from that
cisgender.
idea, they parang they tend to parang associate it with something na abnormal. Kaya kung minsan kapag yun nga before, 'di ba, yung very traditional belief, no, where if you are LGBT, no, pinapaniwalaan nila na you are parang you have psychological disorder or it's a mental illness. Kasi nga
Kailan pa yan?
nag-deviate, 'di ba? Na nag-deviate ka kasi doon. Oh, 'di ba? So, yun yung paniniwala nila before. Pero that's 46 years ago. 46 years ago, sa DSM-3, Diagnostic and Statistical Manual for Mental Disorders, na-drop na yung idea ng homosexuality. It's not a disorder. So noong 2019 pa nga, ni-reaffirm pa, ni-reaffirm pa yung lalo doon sa mga transgender, no, mas pinadali pa sa kanila yung pag-process ng mga legal documents nila sa Amerika. So, yun, supported na siya 46 years ago pa lang, na-drop na yung homosexuality na hindi talaga siya disorder. Kasi when you say psychological disorder, meron tayong 3 assumptions for that. 1, meron ba siyang distress or yung discomfort? Or parang, doon pala muna, prevalence, low prevalence. Para masabing psychological disorder, may low prevalence dapat. Sumunod, meron siyang distress. Pangatlo, meron bang dysfunctionality. Ito yung mga set of criteria. So if we try to analyze yung LGBTs, kung pasok ba siya dito, hindi siya necessarily pasok. When you say low prevalence, kumbaga sa population, kakaunti lang yung mayroon. Obviously, based on cross-cultural studies, LGBTs are present sa Pinoy culture pa lang present, sa TV makita mo nandyan. Sa family members, minsan meron. Sa kaibigan mo, merong LGBT. Sa katrabaho mo, may LGBT. Hindi siya low prevalence. It's prevalent. So, doon pa lang hindi napasok. And then, when it comes to distress, no, hindi siya, not necessarily na kapag LGBT ka, meron kang distress na nafe-feel. And marami tayong kilala na LGBT na successful and highly functional, no? Kumbaga, hindi porket LGBT ka, meron na kagad kasamang distress doon or clinically distressed na siya. Walang ganon. Walang ganon, Mars. Yung sumunod, dysfunctionality. Ganon din, hindi porket na LGBT ka, dysfunctional ka na. Again, makikita natin may mga successful tayo na LGBT na nandyan, nagpo-function naman sila, nag-work naman sila, okay naman yung relationship nila. So doon pa lang, makikita mo, hindi talaga siya psychological disorder. And when you try to analyze din or balikan yung mga studies, ang LGBT din or yung mga homosexual behaviors, hindi lang siya sa tao present. Even sa animal kingdom, present din yung homosexual behaviors. So, it's normal. Kaya nga sa amin, sa psychology, there is an emerging field known as LGBT psychology, which is concerned with the lived experiences of the LGBT and focusing doon sa well-being ng LGBTs. How can you help these LGBT people, no, para mag-improve yung kanilang well-being? Merong LGBT psychology. Kumbaga, dahil doon sa mga studies na yun, sa evidences na present na sobra since 1973 pa lang, sa mga studies na Dr. Hooker, and then sa present, no, dahil doon sa mga studies na yon, nagkaroon ng emerging field na to. And nag-shift na din yung thinking natin. Before, kapag LGBT ka ang question dati okay, is LGBT or yung LGBTs ba, are they ill? Yan yung question before. Ngayon, ang question na ng mga mental health professional, how can we help to promote the well-being of LGBT people? Ganun na ang thinking ngayon. So, nag-shift siya. Kasi it's not a diagnostic concern. So, it's more of stigma, discrimination, di ba? Yun yung issue ngayon ng LGBT.
Yes, so it's a stigmatizing society with discrimination that is experienced by LGBTQ members. Yes. And that is what is causing distress and perhaps any psychological disorders coming from living in an oppressive and discriminatory society, culture of society. Not the experience itself of being LGBTQ.
Yes, and that's good. Yeah, that's right, Clea. So, ibig sabihin, it's not something that is inherent, no? It's outside of that person. Kahit sino naman na unaccepted and when they feel like they are rejected, magkakaroon ka talaga ng psychological disorder. Kapag wala emotional support, social support, di ba? So, hindi lang siya actually exclusive for LGBTs, even for other people din na heterosexual, straight. So, that's a good point.
So, when I think about it, yung pugot lang yung mga tao kapag rejected sila sa pag-ibig. Anong reaction nila? Are they happy or is it distressing?
Diba distressing? Discomfort, diba?
So everyone, when we feel rejection, discrimination, or negative relationships with other people, it is distressing to us as people. And that is something we all share.
Mm-hmm.
And it's doubly or triply distressing for individuals within the community because we experience discrimination many times just for being who we are, even outside of relating to other people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, just to recap, you're saying that the psychological, psychiatric, medical field, and even research into mental health and wellness and psychology all back up the reality that being LGBTQIA++ is normal,
Yes, yes.
right?
It's normal.
Yes.
Yes.
And
Normal.
there's nothing wrong with it. There's
Yes,
nothing
there's nothing wrong.
abnormal about it. And just knowing that, I wonder, how did that help you as an individual questioning yourself when you heard from the psychological psychiatric field that to be LGBTQIA++ is okay?
Mhm. So when they feel like normal, no, na it's normal, it will be easier for them to disclose themselves, no? And actually nabu-boost pa yung self-esteem nila, mas na-affirm sila na there's nothing wrong sa kanila. Kaya nga dun sa mga nakikinig, especially sa mga parents, there's nothing wrong with your children kapag LGBT sila.
Right.
So ayun. So there's nothing wrong naman talaga. Yun.
But you
Kaya lang talaga, syempre, yun yung thinking natin, di ba? Yun yung nakasanayan, heteronormative kasi. So, ayan.
But you also mentioned, Rian, that when you first started your journey of understanding and questioning yourself, there was a bit of stress and there was a bit of worry about being looked at in a certain way, perceived in
Yes.
a negative light.
Mm-mm.
And I
So,
want,
meron mm-mm.
yes, you were
So,
saying?
yes, meron siyang discomfort, meron siyang unpleasant feeling sa part because lack of ano din, lack of information about SOGI. Hindi pa ganun kasi kalawak din yung SOGI awareness nung 2009, ganyan, hindi pa aware masyadong tao about SOGI.
Yes.
So, right now, parang medyo okay yung mga awareness na meron tayo. Siguro, sana doon sa mga ibang nagko-question ng sarili nila, hindi ganun kabigat.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
So the for you, the level of discomfort was coming from not knowing. It was
Yes, not
it's the unknown territory that's kind of parang nakakatakot yung unknown territory na yun.
may ganon. And then, ano pa ba? Yun, yung parang, may time din na parang inisip ko, sure ba talaga ako dito? Kasi parang walang nag-a-affirm sa akin na normal itong nararamdaman ko, etc. So, yan. So, ganun yung discomfort ko before.
Yeah. And I think even from my experience, I noticed that because I was growing up with that constant programming from other people na mali ang pagiging LGBTQ, nakakahiya siya, dapat hindi ka mag-out, hindi yan tama, even from a religious setup. A lot of that forced me to stay within myself.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And not express that to the world because of fear.
Yes.
Because
Dahil
I know,
kasi yung judgment nila, sobrang hirap nun. And then kaya nga ito, natatawa lang din ako, di ba? For example, kasi since, yun nga, it's very difficult for us na mag-come out. Pero may mga times na part of our exploration, syempre, parang maghahanap tayo ng mga cliques na merong similar, or yung parang medyo may similarity tayo sa kanila. Like, for example, ako before, yung closeted pa ako na lesbian, nag-join ako ng varsity sa school. So, naging varsity ako ng basketball nung high school. So, join ako doon. Kasi, mas madaming may mga lesbian doon. So, yan. And then, after kong mag-varsity, mas nag-appear na yung pagiging masculine ko kasi na-boost kasi meron na akong group, di ba? Pero yung naging point of view ng mga tao sa paligid ko, ay, sumali lang siya ng basketball. Tignan mo, naging tomboy na siya. Idea nila, it's like, parang nakakahawa, not knowing na hindi talaga siya totally nakakahawa Yun nga nagjo-join kung minsan yung mga nagko-question ng sarili nila sa mga group na to kasi tinatry nila makahanap ng support and para mas makilala pa nila yung sarili nila. So wag nilang i-view dapat yun na parang after sumama dito nahawa na. Kasi before pa lang yun mag-join doon, kino-question niya na yung sarili niya. Naghahanap lang siya ng affirmation, ng validation. So parang ayun, yun lang din yung na-notice ko sa iba na parang kaya iniisip nila na nakakahawa ang pagiging LGBT kasi after sumama sa isang grupo, inisip na agad, after niya, naging lesbian na, naging gay na. Not knowing na, doon niya nahanap yung social support para ma-validate talaga yung nafe-feel niya.
Correct. Rian, I think yung version ng mga gay men is volleyball. Varsity volleyball.
Yes.
Now, we have a question from one of our viewers, from Alexander Montecarlo. Thank you for that question, for asking. Tanong ni Alexander is, kapag transgender ka, kailangan o dapat ba itsura at figurang babae? Pwede bang itsurang lalaki ka pero feeling babae ka talaga sa puso at isip?
Usually kasi I've noticed na yung mga transgender, no, Kasi yung kanilang nafe-feel nga di ba, inner sense of self, and they really wanted to express themselves sa other gender. So, kumbaga, yes, meron tayong mga trans woman, trans man na non-operative, meaning hindi sila nagpa-gender reassigning surgery, ha? Ito
Yes.
pala, take note, ginamit kong word, gender reaffirming surgery, not sex transplant. Iwasan po ninyo yan, ha? Hindi siya politically correct. Kasi when you say transplant, lalo na for example sa mga organs natin, di ba? Kinukuha yung mga part ng organ sa taong, kunwari, mamamatay na, or parang buhay, tapos transfer sa'yo. When it comes to, to gender affirming surgery, hindi siya from other people, tapos nilagay sa kanya yung specific genitalia. Sa kanya din yon. No, ni-reaffirm lang. Kaya ang specific term talaga natin, gender affirming surgery. So, yan. Going back, ayan. Marami akong kilala ng mga trans man or trans woman na non-operative. Tapos, pero yung way ng pag-express nila, nandun na din sa other gender. Kaya hindi ko ma-figure out kung okay lang ba talaga na hindi ko magets yung idea ng hindi figurang babae or lalaki. Siguro, yung way mo pa din ng pag-express is parang sa other gender, pero hindi lang totally sobrang maaaring dahil non-operative ka, hindi lang talaga siya totally mukha, or parang hindi ka magpapas as man or woman. Pero usually kasi yung mga transgenders, nandun sa kanila yung idea na gusto nilang magkaroon ng pass. Kumbaga parang makapass sila as a man or makapass sila as a woman. Usually, ganun talaga yung mga sa transgender eh.
Yes.
Kung talaga sila magko-conform sa other gender. Kumbaga, lalabas din yun sa expression nila. Pero yes, kung na-identify mo yung sarili mo as trans man or trans woman, pero feeling mo hindi ka nakakapass doon sa sa idea ng man or woman, okay lang naman yon. Pero parang rare yata yon mangyari kasi usually talaga ko-conform sila dun sa other gender.
Correct. Pero Rian, I think one of the things that struck me was, it's like the questioning of, is there a valid way or an invalid way of being a trans individual?
Sila lang din naman eh. These are all labels eh. These are all labels, guide natin. But yung pinaka-important thing pa rin is it's about how you identify yourself. Kung gaano ka comfortable doon sa pag-label mo doon sa sarili mo, it's about yourself pa din. So, guidelines lang naman siya. So, huwag kayo masyadong maano na parang, okay, feeling ko transgender ako, pero parang hindi ako nakapasa man or woman. So, calm ka lang, chill pa din. Kasi importante naman, paano mo na-identify yung sarili mo. So, parang ganun din sa mga lesbian. Minsan parang nakakaasar din na parang you're not lesbian enough, you're not gay enough. Di ba parang issue din sa atin sa LGBT na parang, meron bang tamang pagiging lesbian? May tama ba yung pagiging gay? So parang, iwasan natin din yung mga ganon. Kaya minsan nainis din ako sa mga movies, like, lagi nilang pinapresent nila yung mga lesbian as laging nakamotor, laging may panyo dito, or bandana. Masyadong stereotype. Tapos laging kapag lesbian, laging it's either nagme-music or umiinom. Pero di nila alam, may mga lesbians na very scholarly. May mga lesbians na hindi na-follow dun sa mga kung anong stereotype nila. Parang ganun. Tatawa lang ako. So yun, iwasan natin yun. Importante, it's how you identify yourself, how you express yourself. Yeah.
So the one who gets to decide who you are ultimately, where does it lie? It sounds like it comes from the self, right?
And we're here not to guide them lang, to guide them sa journey nila.
Right. So if an individual discovers that they are transgender, even if they do not look or have the figure of a typically feminine woman,
they are still valid.
Let's say trans woman, they are still valid being who they are, because it is their own truth and their own realization that is most important.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think that's something that this whole session is really centered about, the aspect of self-discovery. So when we think about the self-discovery, questioning, asking ourselves, what's my gender identity, gender expression? Does this align with my gender assigned at birth? And who am I romantically attracted to? Who gets to determine all of these aspects? It's us, right?
Yes.
So I think what we're trying to convey is, whatever part of the journey you are in your own discovery, even if you do not fit the typical stereotype of what it means, whatever label you have in the LGBT spectrum, you are valid as you are.
Yes, you are valid
And
as you are.
yeah,
Mm.
and you
So
can
ikaw pa
honor
rin
that part,
mag-identify. There are gender non-conforming, 'di ba? Meron pa nga pansexual. So I guess
right?
ikaw pa din. It's really you no, na mag-identify diyan.
Yes. Now I'm curious about something. When at least from your experience as a psychologist and as someone who's done really a lot of advocacy when it comes to the LGBTQIA plus community, when do you notice that the questioning occurs? Like what age or developmental stage do you notice that emerging as important?
Hmm. So, yung usual kasi na question, actually yun nga there's no specific standard ng pagka-question sa sarili because there are people na they tend to question themselves ng 30s o kaya 20s
Right.
or kaya 40s. Pero basically, yung iba, yung common na na-identify nila or nag-start sila mag-question, adolescent stage or yung
Yeah.
mga high school years, papunta dun sa high school years. So, nagsa-start yan doon kasi in-explore nila yung identity nila. So, usual siya na ganyan. Then hopefully nga, kung yun yung parang important or critical period ng pag-question ng identity, hopefully yung SOGI awareness, ibaba din siya sa ganung level. Like meron mga education or in-educate yung mga ganung bata sa ganung age na it's normal na kina-question mo yung sarili mo. It's normal na ganyan yung expression mo. Kasi kami may mga ano kami, may mga SOGI workshop kami. And then may mga syempre, nag-involve kami sa mga schools, ganyan. And then, nagiging part na din ngayon, parang nagiging part na din ng policies ng different schools yung unti-unti, nilalagay nila sa policy nila yung idea ng sa SOGI. Like, for example, may isang
Yeah.
public school na naging part ng policy nila na inaalaw nila yung mga, for example, lesbian or trans man na mag-wear ng uniform na kung saan sila nagko-conform. May mga ganun ng schools. So parang nakakatuwa 'yun kasi ang daming cases ng teenager ng high school na nabubully sila because of their sexuality. Hindi naiintindihan na normal 'yun eh. Normal part 'yan ng isang bata eh. Bakit mo sila pipigilan na i-express yung sarili nila?
So what I'm
So kahit man lang sa haircut, payagan mo naman sana.
so what I'm hearing, Rian, is a lot of times individuals start questioning themselves because there's really something that they're trying to explore. But once they start expressing who they are, their gender identity, perhaps, or sexual orientation or romantic orientation, and they are met with a level of this stigma, that is when it becomes quite difficult for the questioning
Yes,
individual.
and they tend to deny, bukod sa they tend to deny themselves,
Mm.
minsan, nagko-cause din yon ng hate towards another person na may same experience. Kaya nga, di ba, may internalized homophobia,
Yeah.
di ba? Because
There's,
yun nga, it's actually pinoproject nila yung hate na yon sa another person, pero it's actually parang towards, meron siyang issue sa sarili niya na hindi na rin matanggap. So
yes.
kaya nga, it's important na kung accepting tayo, hindi tolerating accepting tayo, it's easier for us to come out, lumabas dun sa closet. Ganun.
Right.
Because there's nothing wrong naman.
So
Mas bababa pati yung cases ng bullying, mas bababa din sana yung cases ng problems or mental health
it's
concerns, no?
true. But
Ayan.
I think the thought in my mind is the question: how, what advice can you give individuals who are questioning but are having a difficult time coming to terms with who they are? What's the one piece of advice that you feel would be most helpful for them so that they can reach a point of understanding and acceptance of who they are?
Hmm. Well, to all those people, no, who are questioning themselves or in-explore sexuality, be compassionate, no,
Mm.
with yourself. Accept who you really are. Kasi there's nothing wrong with you, no? You're still you.
Mm.
Okay? But I understand na may level of parang certain denial kasi isa sa mga papasok sa isip ng mga tao na kina-question sa sarili nila at magka-come out sila. What if these people na minahal ko at minamahal ako ngayon, what if I come out, no, na ganito, mamahalin pa rin ba nila ako? Kasi yung minahal nila, hindi ako yun eh. So it's like, parang pag nag-come out ako, baka mawala
Mm.
sila. So yes, it's a difficult time na or very difficult situation yan. It's like magre-risk ka din kapag nag-come out ka. Pero always remember nga, when you are compassionate sa sarili mo, and mas maging totoo ka sa sarili mo, actually, dun mo mas makikilala yung mga right people. Tatanggapin ka kung sino ka, regardless kung ano man yung soji mo. Yes, mawawala yung mga tao na maaaring hindi ka tanggap kasi maaaring baka hindi talaga sila, alam mo yun, iba yung minahal nila sa'yo. Pero
Yeah.
kapag naging totoo ka sa sarili mo, yung mga totoong tao, mas ma-attract mo sila at mamahalin ka sa kung sino ka. So, and it takes time. It takes time to come out. Don't force yourself to come out, especially if it's not safe. So, try to look for trusted friends, trusted family members na pwede mong makausap muna tungkol doon sa nafe-feel mo. It's really hard kapag kinikip mo to sa sarili mo. So, don't force yourself then, okay? It's okay na mag-take ka din ng time. Kasi, mahirap talaga siyang i-accept. Especially kung nasanay tayo all these years na ito ang akala mo, pero nalaman mo na ito ka pala talaga. Dahil doon sa mga na-realize mo, no? So, it really takes time. Basta always remember nga, be compassionate, you are worthy, you are still loved, and you're not alone in this fight, no? Ayan.
You are inherently worthy, be compassionate to yourself, and give yourself the time to understand yourself. It's a journey, it's not a destination. Parang ganun, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so there's another question from Nathan Nuff. Nathan is asking, speaking about discovering oneself, is misidentifying a thing?
Yes. That's normal din. Misidentifying, meaning, may times na, for example, you come out as bisexual. And then after some time, na-realize mo, hindi ka pala bisexual. Lesbian ka pala.
Right.
Gagamitin ko na yung kakilala ko, hindi ko siya i-drop kung sino siya. Identify niya ang sarili niya as bisexual. Nag-start siya as bisexual. And then, as nagdi-discover pa siya ng sarili niya, na-identify niya sarili, lesbian pala siya. And then, nung na-discover niya, hindi pa rin ito yung proper term sa akin kasi I feel like may discomfort kapag ina-identify ako as ganito. And eventually, na-identify pala talaga na sarili niya as trans man. So, it's really a thing na minsan namin identify mo yung sarili mo. And that's normal. That's normal kasi part siya ng journey. Ayan. So,
it makes me think that it makes me think about how every part of the journey where you're identifying who you are, how can we honor that part, that time in your life when that was who you identified as? At that moment, that was real for you. Honor that.
Yes.
So, still a journey. In a way, do not invalidate your own journey to understand.
Yes.
Every step of the way is worthy of being honored and recognized.
Yes.
So perhaps not so much misidentifying, but really a journey, each step towards your truth. And sometimes the step you take is somewhat different from where you end up, but it's still a valid place to be at.
It's still worthy. Right. So yes, that's right. So yun, don't invalidate yung experience mo. Lahat yan important, as Tia mentioned.
And
ang interesting ng question na yun, ang ganda naman.
Yeah, kasi I think many people think that once you figure it out, you're done.
Oo, akala nila ganun. Kaya ako actually open ako sa idea. Sabi ko, okay, lesbian ako. As of now. Sige, as of now. Kasi hindi ko rin sure na malay natin, trans man pala ako, na ma-realize ko, trans man ako. Kasi, di ba, ano pa lang, Aiza Segera, then lesbian siya. Yeah. Then eventually, Segera pala siya, kasi trans man pala siya. There's a chance na maging ganun talaga. It's a journey eh. Kaya nga natutuwa ako pag when you're aware with Soji, tapos nasa workshop ka namin. Natutuwa ako doon sa mga straight participants namin kasi may mga introduction kami, short introduction about yourself. So, you have to introduce yourself, ano yung nickname mo, anong affiliation, ano yung preferred pronoun, yan. Tapos, ano yung sexual orientation. So, natutuwa ako doon sa mga straight na or heterosexual na participants namin na very aware sa Sojis na sabi nila na parang, okay, parang, I'm straight, for now, sasabi nila, for now, kasi parang open din sila sa idea na baka ma-discover nila sarili nila, hindi pala sila straight eh. Right. So may mga ganun nga kasi it's a journey.
So every step of the way, be compassionate to yourself, but also be open to what you discover as you go on learning about who you are.
Yes.
You mentioned something about how you were questioning whether you were trans at the period of your life because you were picking up on how you felt when other people would call you masculine pronouns and feminine pronouns. And that, again, is you going on your journey and in a way being curious about who you are
Mm.
in a very kind, compassionate, open way.
Yes.
And
So
I
parang
feel
yun, parang yun, after kong i-question yun, okay, tapos wala na akong feeling na parang alam mo yun, ganun lang siya, as it
yeah,
is. Huwag ka na masyadong mag-isipan ng iba pang bagay na ano. So, be compassionate nga, right?
so that for me, because I think we're about to close this session today. So it sounds like that's yan ang baon natin for people who are watching.
Yes.
As you go on this journey, first, know that you being LGBTQIA questioning, that's normal,
Yes. You
right?
are
There's
valid.
nothing,
Mm.
yes, you're valid and there's nothing psychologically, medically wrong with you if you are part of the community, right?
Yes.
That's
Yes.
the first thing. The second, the process of coming out or coming to terms with yourself is exploration of the unknown. So levels of fear and anxiety and distress is normal,
Yes. Okay. That's
right?
part of your journey then. And
Yeah,
that's something that you need to confront. If ever na you feel this kind of discomfort, unpleasant sa part mo, know that you're not alone in this journey. You can actually look for social and emotional support to your trusted friends, to your family members. If ever na no one in your family member na yung feeling mo hindi ka ganun ka-safe, ang family naman, minsan hindi nakikita sa dugo, minsan kahit sa kaibigan mo, feeling mo family mo na siya. So
correct.
basta look for someone na feeling mo nandun yung safe space mo.
Mm.
Yan.
So navigate where you feel safe and express your truth in those safe spaces.
Yes.
Also, the journey of discovering your soji, do that with a level of compassion, kindness, gentleness, and open curiosity to what you discover. Right? That's the lesson for anyone who's
Yes.
watching. So I think as I'm listening to this, the thought in my mind is I wish um, 9-year old self heard this much
Mhm.
early on, because
Yeah.
if I did, I probably wouldn't be so it wouldn't be such a painful process, and I wouldn't be so hurt because I would know that who I was and what I am was okay, and that I'm
Yes.
worthy of being honored and loved and respected just for being me.
Yes. Mm.
I
And
want to say
hopefully, yes. And
yes,
hopefully for those people who are watching na kina-question yung sarili nila, or for those people na who identify yourself as LGBT, huwag niyong ipapakilala yung sarili ninyo as, okay, lesbian ako, pero, or lesbian, kahit na lesbian ako, be proud of who you are, no? When you introduce yourself, dapat nandun yung worth mo, nandun yung love, nandun yung nandun ka. Huwag mo something like that. Avoid that conditions na mga word. Kasi tao ka. Hindi kailangan ng mga lang, hindi kailangan ng mga kahit. Kasi walang ganun eh. Di ba? Pagtanggap mo yung sarili mo, walang buts, walang ifs.
correct.
Okay. Yun, di ba? Kasi na-observe ko yan, may iba na nagpapakilala sila, laging may kasunod na kahit na ganito ako, nagsusupport ako sa parents. So, I mean, starting this, after nitong conversation natin, be proud of who you are. Accept yourself fully, no? Nang kahit walang buts, walang ganun, walang ifs, no? You have to, yun, be proud of who you are.
Remove conditions of worth. You are worthy as you are, and
Yes.
whatever part of the journey you are on, even though you're not clear about where you are, that's okay.
Yes.
Right, and you're still worthy. And I think that's a very special message. I think I want both you and I want to share with other people. You are worthy unconditionally, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And so I just want to say before we end, thank you so much, Rian, for sharing your wisdom, your insight, and your expertise. Because I feel like, no, may backup no, psychology and psychiatry
Yes.
and counseling. So um
Yes.
and research. So thank you for that. And I just want to say thank you so much, Rian.
Thank you so much din, Clea, no? Sobrang ang gaan lang ng conversation natin about this, no? Hindi siya very, parang alam mo yon, yung sobrang feeling ko safe tong natin, usapan natin. Napakagaan niya. So hopefully din na-feel din nila yung ganong usapan, and hopefully nakatulong sa kanila to discover themselves.
Yeah, oh my god, I got goosebumps when you said it feels like a safe conversation, because that's what I felt, and that's my utmost hope na people feel safe that this is what we're creating for them on an online platform. So thank you. And
Thank you
I
then.
just want to say, first, I want to say thank you to this Flourish 101 is co-presented by Mega World Lifestyle Mall. So thank you to Mega World Lifestyle Malls for co-presenting our Flourish 101 program. Also, next week, we're going to be talking about discrimination and how it is to be dealing with discrimination in a social or maybe relational context as part of the LGBTQIA community. So for everyone who's watching, I'm inviting you to tune in again next week on Wednesday at 6 p.m. to our next Flourish 101 session. And I guess I will close with the message of Rian. You are worthy unconditionally. You are valid as a human being. Be kind and compassionate to yourself because wherever you are on your journey, it's all
Yes.
right. And find your safe
Yes.
spaces. So thank you
Thank
so
you so
much,
much,
Rian, and
Leila.
for everyone, you're
Happy
welcome. And
Pride! Happy
happy
Pride!
Pride! Oh my God, happy Pride!
Happy
And
Pride.
even
Be
though
proud. Be
be
proud.
proud, exactly. And even though we can't be with you in marching out in the streets for Pride Parade, we are there with you in spirit and heart and mind. So happy
Yes.
Pride, everyone, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.